All right, hello everyone, and welcome to Memorial Field in Cape May Courthouse. I'm Brian Kniff with Buddy Tarbont on the Middle Township High School Athletics YouTube page. We apologize for not being able to show this live due to a technical difficulty. You'll be able to watch this game in its entirety. It's Middle Township and Clayton. Middle Township won the toss, deferred, and Clayton gets a good return of a short kickoff as Jordan Barfield brings the ball out to the Clipper 34-yard line. And they'll start there, 1st and 10. Both of these teams are 3-0. We got to look at Buddy and I got to look at Clayton earlier when they came back from a 2-touchdown deficit to beat Lower Cape May 26-21. Demetrius Williams has rushed for over 400 yards this season. He's their big back. We have a penalty right away here. False start on Clayton. It'll be interesting watching this game because you don't see this a lot anymore. You have two teams that will run the wing T. Middle's is kind of a modified version. Clayton's is the classic version. But it's something that you just don't see a ton of anymore at the high school level, but it's worked for both of these programs, and you certainly can't fault the results so far this year. Middle Township, of course, is coming off of two close victories, beating Oakcrest 7-0 and Glassboro 24-22, both on the road. Ian Gannon is Clayton's quarterback. So this will be the first play from scrimmage after that penalty. That handoff went to Ike Taylor, and he got about 3 yards. 2nd down and 12. Emma Campbell is handling the video production for us. And let's get it out of the way now. The reason why we're not on live is not of her fault. Little technical difficulty with the equipment itself, so that's why you're watching this on delay. So 2nd and 12 for Clayton. Second offensive play of the game. This is a division game in the West Jersey Football League Patriot Division. Here's a toss to Williams, trying to turn the corner, and a really good tackle made on the outside by Micah McInerney. He's one of their leading tacklers. Williams got about 4. It's going to bring up 3rd and 8.
Yeah, that was just a very good read that time by the Middle Township defense. They stretched him out. He was trying to go around the right end, but Micah McInerney would have none of that, and he wrapped up Reggie Williams. Williams comes into this game, Brian. He is their leading rusher. He carried so far 27 times for 411 yards and 9 touchdowns.
Obviously a very high per carry average for him. This is a Clayton team that does not like to throw it all that often, but in 3rd and 8 here, they may have to. Gannon takes the snap, he rolls, and now he's going to go down. It's a busted play. He falls down at the 30, or just outside the 30. It's going to be a loss of 5. So Clayton's going to have to punt. Michael Zarfati's back to receive it. He's having a big year for Middle in all areas, special teams, defense, and receiving the football.
Marco Salgado was the one that got in and made sure that Gannon stayed down.
Michael Robinson's the punter. Good snap, not much of a rush. He gets it away. It's high but short. Middle will walk away from it. It takes a really good Clayton bounce. They get an extra 15 yards out of that, and it's down at the 30-yard line. A lot of Middle Township fans were yelling for a hold there, and it looked like Javier Juarez was trying to get through, and he was spun around, and usually when you see that, you might think it might be holding, but tough to criticize it from up here, buddy. The official was looking at it from 10 yards away. Middle will start at their own 30. By the way, we want to mention Amelia Renzak, Middle Township student, tremendous rendition of our national anthem before the game. Mark Oliver's the Middle Township quarterback, having a pretty good year so far, 15 for 26 through the air for 204 yards through 3 games. Remy Rodriguez is their big back. He's got the carry, and he's got big-time yardage. It's a gain of about 15 for Rodriguez as he runs off right tackle.
And Brian, talking to Coach Chamberlain from Clayton before the game, I mean, he's well aware of Remy Rodriguez, and his guys have to key on him. But that time, the offensive line, they gave Rodriguez a nice little hole. He exploded through. And as you said, that 15-yard gain.
This time the handoff goes to Jeremiah Jones, trying to stiff arm some people. And he did get a few yards there, maybe 4 or 5. That's a good run. Jeremiah Jones, buddies, interesting story with him. He came onto the scene as a freshman and had a pretty good year, and then just simply decided not to play the last 2 years. And he came back, and the program was very happy to get him back. And he's having a good season so far for Middle Township, especially on the defensive side. He actually leads them in tackles with 39, 24 solo tackles through 3 games. Here's a handoff inside. This time it is Sean Watkins, and he picks up about 3.
In that last carry where Middle Township picked up 5, put them over the 50-yard line, so they started that play on the Clayton 49.
This will bring up a 3rd and 2. And we'll see what Middle does here. Just over 8 minutes to go. No score here in the first quarter. Thanks for joining us on this broadcast. Middle Township High School Athletics. Here's a handoff to Rodriguez. Made a man miss in the backfield, and it ends up picking up 6 and easily gets the first down.
Yeah, and again, they went right up the middle, of the right side of the Middle Township offensive line. They did a good job of giving Rodriguez just a little bit of daylight, and then he took it the rest of the way. And as Brian said, he picks up the first down. Now it's going to be 1st and 10 for Middle Township on the Clayton 40.
It's another handoff. Going left this time is Rodriguez. It's another 5 or 6 yards. Nazir Taylor, Marco Salgado clearing the way for Rodriguez. They mark him back at the 35, so it's a pickup of 5. But Rodriguez with 27 yards already on just 3 carries. Opening drive for Middle, no score here in the first quarter. Battle of unbeatens in the West Jersey Football League Patriot Division. And Pleasantville also unbeaten coming into this weekend's action. And we have kind of a busted play. I believe the ball was snapped before it was supposed to be, and Oliver bobbled it and did the right thing, just fell down. But now this is going to bring up a 3rd down and 9. That's how quickly, buddy, in high school football, you could be moving the ball well, and then that one mistake, and now you're at 3rd and long. Now, I would imagine this is 4 down territory for Middle Township, so they don't need to get all 9 of these yards on this play, but we'll see if they put it in the air for the first time. Now they hand it off, and a good hit, but Rodriguez gets about 5. Good hit by Ike Taylor. It's going to bring up 4th and 4.
So the ball, Middle Township now with the football on the Clayton 34-yard line. And as Brian said, 4th and 4, and Middle will be going for it.
We'll see if they try to go double count to draw Clayton offside. No, they go on first down, hand to Rodriguez. He's got the first down and more. Great run by Rodriguez, and again, the right side of that line clearing running room for Remy Rodriguez. That's a pickup of 14. Gives Middle a first down.
And the ball will be on the Clayton 20-yard line.
So 1st and 10 for Middle at the Clayton 20. Another handoff. Rodriguez getting strung out here. But turns the corner. Now we have a late flag come in.
Rodriguez on the carry. Flag on the play.
Let's see what we have. Middle thinks it's on them.
Well, they're walking back, the offensive unit, and that's where it's going to be. It's going to be a hold.
Was called a hold. The officials this evening, the lead official is Joe Engelhardt. The others are Bruce Cooper, Kevin Mathis, Lamar Fisher, Anthony Perfetti, and Anthony Evans. George Golding is the timer.
So that's going to give Middle Township a 1st and 20. I'll check that. I guess that was it.
Yeah, it was
spot of the foul.
Yeah, spot of the foul because it was downfield. So it's 1st and 16. Well, let's see here. There seems to be some confusion on where to put this ball.
4:38 to play.
Now they are moving it back and making it a full 10-yard penalty. This is why I like doing my play-by-play in pencil, buddy.
Yes, well, and that's exactly what I'm doing tonight. So now it's going to be with 4:38 to go here in the opening quarter. It's Middle 0, Clayton 0. The Panthers have taken the opening drive. Well, I should say that after a punt.
Fake, they're going to throw for the first time, or at least look to. To Zarfati, it's caught. Cutting toward the corner, touchdown. And a flag for a horse collar tackle that won't matter. But it's a 30-yard touchdown pass from Mark Oliver to Michael Zarfati, and Middle Township gets on the board first. Great throw.
Yes,
and a great route by Zarfati. He was wide open, and he wasn't going to be denied.
No, and Zarfati comes into this football game tonight with 9 receptions, 3 touchdowns for 179 yards. And as Brian just said, there was no denying the quarterback did a great job, Oliver. He led him. Zarfati, that's all he needs is a little bit of space, and his athleticism is unmatched when it comes to.
Well, we talked about his versatility at the top, buddy. He's also their long snapper, but Middle is actually going to go for it here with a little funky formation. Oliver rolls to the right, throws, it's batted down. So it's 6-0, Middle Township leading it over Clayton. A good opening drive for the Panthers. Got it at their own 30 and went 70 yards, capped off by the 30-yard touchdown pass from Mark Oliver to Michael Zarfati. Want to make mention of the sponsors of the Middle Township stream on the Middle Township Athletics YouTube page. The Bellevue Tavern, Ciccotelli's Barbershop, Seashore Ace in Stone Harbor, Mexitalia Restaurant, Cooper Levenson Attorneys at Law, Slack Tide Brewing, Progressive Fence and Rail, Gentilini Motors, Raymond A. Casseta Labor Relations, and Ulmer's Appliance Repair Services. Make sure you support the businesses that support your kids here at Middle Township High School. See them coming across the screen there with their logos. 6-0 Middle Township. Justin Verity. They're going to apply that horse collar tackle penalty on Clayton on the touchdown to the kickoff. So Justin Verity is going to be able to kick this ball from Clayton's 45-yard line. And sometimes you might just say, hey, try to hammer it into the end zone from here, but we'll see what they do. So it is high. It does go to the end zone, but it's caught and will be brought out by Williams. No, actually, you can't bring it out. Forgot for a second, buddy. At the high school level, once that ball reaches the end zone, it is a touchback. So Williams did not have the option of bringing it back. So Clayton will have it. 1st and 10 at their own 20, trailing 6-0. And Middle made them go 3 and out the first time they had the ball. And we'll see what they can do defensively on the Clippers' second possession. Clayton's victories, Kip Cooper, Norcross Academy, 34-12. We talked about the Lower Cape May win when they came back 26-21. And they romped over Buna last week, 41-7. Here's a handoff to Williams, trying to bounce it outside. Gets a nice block out there, and then is run out of bounds at the 28-yard line. It's a pickup of 8.
Yeah, and like you just said, Brian, Williams, he took that around the right end and got a nice block downfield, and then he stepped out of bounds after an 8-yard pickup, so it's going to bring up a 2nd down and 2.
I want to thank Middle Township for installing a tanning salon inside the press box here, buddy.
Yes, absolutely.
Handoff inside, and that goes nowhere. Marco Salgado in there.
It's actually going to be a loss, Brian.
Yeah, that was Taylor on the run, and he loses a yard. So this is a key 3rd down here for Clayton, trailing 6-0. Inside 4 minutes to go first quarter. Gannon takes the snap, hands to Williams, trying to get outside, and he's hit. Fumbles the football. It pops into a Clayton's player's hands, but he will not get the 1st down. Popped into the hands of a lineman, Antonio Maldonado. I believe for Middle Township, buddy, Day Blackman really did a good job of stringing that play out.
Absolutely.
Sending Williams wide.
Yeah, absolutely. Middle Township really responding well, obviously knowing where Reggie Williams is, and when he touches that football, they're hitting him with, more than just one player. Just 2, 3, 4 guys that time in on that tackle, forcing that fumble.
Looks like Clayton is going to go for it here, buddy, or at least they're going to line up that way on 4th and 2 from their own 28. This is a big gamble early in the game. Handoff, and they do get the 1st down. It was
Isaac Taylor on that carry. So
he picked up about 4. Needed 2, got 4.
I'll tell you what, that was a gutsy call
Yes,
early
it was.
in this football game by Coach Chamberlain.
The 1st and 10 at the 32 for Clayton. That was their first down of the game. Gannon rolling. Looks like he's going to run the option here. And he's hit and taken down. Marco Salgado first on the scene. Nazir Taylor also in there. And Gannon, they're going to mark him for a 1-yard gain. Second and 9. We didn't really see them run option, buddy, against Lower Cape May.
No.
Clayton trying a little element of surprise there.
Well, again, too, Brian, they don't throw the football much. Clayton has attempted 16 passes in the first 3 games. And Gannon completing just 5 of 16 for 147 yards.
Here's a little
touchdowns.
reverse, but Middle's all over this.
And that was Jordan Barfield.
Jaden Magaha and Javier Juarez on the stop. And that's a loss of about 6.
And it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 15. 1:25 to play in the opening quarter. It's Middle Township 6, Clayton 0. And again, that was a big defensive play by the Panthers.
So we'll see if they put it in the air on 3rd and 15. It's another reverse they hand to Williams. Middle Township has it covered beautifully. And Clayton will have to kick it away.
And that was Sean Watkins, Brian, in on that. He peeled off any block attempts, and he got right down, and he made a really nice tackle. You talk about hitting a running back low, and that's what you have to do with Williams.
Robinson to punt. Zarfati back deep. Oh, it's a very short kick. We have a flag down in the area of, let's see what this is. If the penalty is on Clayton, Middle's going to get great field position here. I believe that it looks like Joe Engelhardt, the lead official, is indicating a hold on Clayton and asking Middle if they want to decline the penalty, which they most certainly will, as the punt only went 11 yards, and Middle's going to have the ball at the 38-yard line of Clayton. And no, it looks like they're going to mark it up at the 36, buddy.
Yes. That's exactly. So the Panthers are going to take over on the Clippers' 36-yard line. 20 seconds left to play in this first quarter.
Oliver hands to Rodriguez, straight up the middle. He's got big-time room, and he will run right into the end zone for the second score of the game from 36 yards out. Boy, Rodriguez kind of picked his way around the line, and when he saw the hole, buddy, he looked like he was shot out of a cannon. What a run.
The burst of speed that Remy Rodriguez just displayed was very impressive. And he ran away from any would-be tackler to punch that one right into the end zone. He puts the Panthers up 12-0 with 12 seconds left to play in this quarter.
Middle will go for 2 again. And they ask the officials to put the ball in the left hash mark. Almost indicate that a lot of times you want the wide side of the field if they're going to roll out to the right, but we'll see. So it's 12-0 Middle, and they'll go for 2 here. Oliver goes under center this time. Fakes a handoff, rolls right, throws, and it's caught in the back of the end zone. Wide open was Austin McGraw, the tight end.
And he was wide open. What great execution on that 2-point conversion by the Panthers, and obviously a great call by Coach Frank Rigitano.
So Middle Township so far dominating this first quarter. With just 12 seconds left, they lead 14-0. And that time, it took just one play after that short punt. Remy Rodriguez running it in from 36 yards out.
Well, Well, to this point, Brian, as you said, the Middle Township defense has been outstanding. They've only given up 1 first down, and they've limited the amount of plays Clayton's been able to run. Clayton ran 12 plays in that first quarter.
Verity's kick is high but short. It's going to bounce. Williams takes it at the 15, cuts across the field, trying to go wide side. And they take him down at about the 35. And I hope I'm not misidentifying the person, but I believe that was Troy Murray, who did a great job on the outside of not letting Williams turn the corner. He forced him back inside to prevent that from being a really big return.
And
Didn't make the tackle, but he forced him back inside where his teammates were there to finish Williams off. And that is the final play of the first quarter. Middle Township leads it 14-0. And again, we want to tell you about the sponsors here for Middle Township High School football on the Middle Township High School Athletics YouTube channel. The Bellevue Tavern, Ciccotelli's Barber Shop. You see Cooper Levenson on the screen. There's the Bellevue. Mexitalia Restaurant. Progressive Fence and Railing. Raymond A. Casseta, Labor Relations Consultant.
And Brian, you know, at this time,
Hold on, Bub. Let's go through these. Seashore Ace, home and outdoor living. That's Seashore Ace in Stone Harbor. Middle Township appreciates their support. Slack Tide Brewing Company, right here in Cape May County. Gentilini Motors. Always worth the trip to Woodbine if you're looking for a new vehicle. And, of course, Ulmer's Appliance Service. So Clayton with the football on 1st and 10 to start the second quarter. To toss to Williams. He'll try to turn the corner, and he can't. Micah McInerney with the stop. Jaden McGaya also in there. Williams got just 1. 2nd and 9. What you're seeing, too, buddy, is that Middle Township is really flying numbers to the ball. You know, a lot of the wing T is based on deception and trying to outnumber people. And right now, defensively, Middle's had Clayton outnumbered for most of these offensive plays that Clayton's trying to run.
they're doing
At the point of, outnumbered at the point of attack, I should say.
Yes.
Gannon back to pass for the first time. He's going to try to throw deep, and it is intercepted. Intercepted at midfield by Tyree Moore. And it looks like Day Blackman is shaken up on the play. There were 3 middle players jumping into the area. Blackman gets up under his own power, so that's good to see. But he looks like he's hobbling a little bit with his right foot, but Middle Township will take over right at midfield. Tyree Moore with the leaping interception at midfield. And Middle can threaten to really take a stranglehold on this football game if they can go in and score here. They lead 14-0. We're very early. Second quarter. That was the second offensive play of the quarter on that interception.
And the ball is spotted right on the 50-yard line for the Panthers. So, again, it's another great field position opportunity.
Handoff to Watkins. He's got a lot of room. Making men miss. Watkins still on his feet and down all the way close to the 25-yard line. Great run by Sean Watkins, the junior.
And Watkins did do it. He did a heck of a job. He made a couple guys miss. Then there was a couple Clippers that flat out missed tackles. And Watkins just kept going.
Well, Watkins used his speed and his power all on one run, buddy.
Yep.
24 yards and a first down. Moves the ball down to the 26-yard line of Clayton. 10.5 to go here in the first half. Shotgun. Handoff to Rodriguez. Cuts it back. Remy Rodriguez into the end zone for another touchdown. And he got a great block from Marco Salgado. He followed him. He followed his left shoulder. And then when he saw the daylight back to his left, he cut it back and runs right into the end zone.
And that is the second big run for a TD for Remy Rodriguez. His last run was a 36-yarder, and this one's 26 yards.
And it looks like Middle Township's got to call a timeout as they may be mixed up with personnel here on the two-point conversion try. So they'll call a timeout. But the Panthers have really come ready to play tonight. And at this point, in firm control of this game, early second quarter.
Yeah, and one of the reasons, Brian, the excellent kicker for the Panthers graduated last year. So now they're basically breaking in a new guy. And he's 5 for 8 on extra points. But if the opportunity presents itself, yes, let's go for the two-point conversion.
Well, actually, they're going to try to kick it this time. So Oliver is the holder, or at least they're lined up to kick anyway. Justin Verity's the kicker. Michael Zarfati is the long snapper. So that was the first timeout of the game taken by Middle, so they have 2 remaining for the half. Snap and hold are good, and Verity sneaks it inside the left upright. So it's 21-0 Middle Township, 10-12 to go in the first half. Well, Buddy, Middle gets the ball at the 50 and 2 great runs to get the ball in the end zone in just 2 plays. Sean Watkins for 24, Remy Rodriguez for 26. Tremendous running by both of those young men.
Yes, absolutely. And Watkins, his run, over the right side, and he was just, as you said, Brian, he made a couple of really good moves to fake out some defenders, and then he extended it when Clayton just flat out missed tackles. $10-12 to go in this second quarter, and Middle on top, 21-0.
Remy Rodriguez already with 108 yards rushing on just 7 carries. They kick it toward the corner. Williams takes it off a bounce. Makes one man miss. Cuts back, reverses his field, and he's got some running room. We've got a flag, though. This is going to come back. Williams got out close to the 35. Flag thrown at the 25. That's in the area of an illegal block or a hold. And Clayton's going to start deep in its own territory.
Well, 2 weeks ago when we saw Clayton down in lovely downtown Irma, they were trailing at the half, 21-6. And they came out in that second half against Lower Cape May, and it was like watching 2 different teams. They totally dominated. But one thing you do not want to do is get 4 touchdowns behind this very talented Middle Township team.
Well, not only that, buddy, has Clayton struggled to move the ball, but they've had miserable field position this entire first half so far. You know, the furthest they got out was just shy of the 40, of their own 40. Hand off to Taylor. He's got some running room there. Finished off by Marco Salgado. He's been all over the field.
Yeah, Marco Salgado, he has been very impressive in this in this first quarter and what we have played so far in this second quarter. Well, that's going to be a 4-yard pickup for Ike Taylor. Bring up a 2nd down and 6 for the Clippers.
And now it looks like Clayton wants a timeout. I don't know if they were late in the play clock or if there was something John Chamberlain, their coach, didn't like, but they called timeout. And obviously they need to move the football. They only have that 1 first down so far in this first half.
And that extra point kick by Justin Verity, the junior, he is now 6 for 9 on the year in his extra point tries. So again, you know, Brian, when you're new to the position, you know, obviously when you have a guy like Jerome Licata, who was incredible the last couple of years, you know, you give him time, you know, he's a work in progress, but that's the positive stuff you like to see if you're Coach Frank Vigitano and his staff.
All right, so here we go, 2nd and 6 following the Clayton timeout. Gannon gives to Taylor. And not much doing there. First on the scene for Middle was Jeremiah Jones, who's a little slow getting up. He made the initial hit. And Taylor got about 3. So it'll bring up 3rd and 3. Both of these teams, buddy, they use a system where the quarterbacks run to their respective benches after each play to get the play in. And, you know, Clayton right now is inside 10 seconds on the play clock. Sometimes that will lead to this, and now Clayton's got to call another timeout. As, yeah, they were not going to get that play off in time.
And they came out of that timeout once Gannon got under center. He came under center, and it looked like they were trying to do like a hurry-up type play. Well, it did not. It kind of backfired because they weren't set offensively, and Coach Chamberlain forced to use his 2nd timeout here in the first half.
All right, so it's 3rd and 3 for Clayton. 8:14 to go before halftime. Gannon hands, and gang tackled is Taylor. Blackman and Jerry White in there on the stop, but but Taylor does get 4 yards and a first down. Ball's out to the 31. That's just the 2nd first down of the half for Clayton. Rolling is Gannon. Looking, throws it up, and it is caught. Wow, that ball was in the air a long time, and it was caught on the far side by Michael Robinson.
And I'll tell you what, Robinson did a good job. He recognized that his quarterback was in trouble, came back to the football.
Oh, buddy, they're calling this incomplete. So Robinson, without the benefit of a replay here, I believe perhaps Robinson was juggling that football when he hit the sideline, but they call it incomplete. Clayton bench didn't seem to be happy with the call. But it's incomplete, and it's 2nd and 10. Ball at the 31-yard line. Hand off to Williams, trying to go right. Has some blockers in front, now cuts it back through the middle. Hit first by Blackman and then taken down. He ran around an awfully long way to pick up 5.
Yeah, but, that was all second effort on Reggie Williams.
Demetrius Williams.
Excuse me, yes, Demetrius Williams.
I thought if he followed his blockers, he had an opportunity to get more.
Yes,
I think he's looking for the big play there when, that could have been maybe a gain of 8 if he just stays a little patient there, running it to the right. He kind of cut back where he had no blockers. He was lucky to make one man miss and ended up with a 5-yard gain. Fumbled snap. Gannon's got to pounce on it. And it's no gain. So it's 4th and 5. And Clayton will send Robinson out to punt. Zarfati for middle. Michael Zarfati standing back just inside his own 40. Line drive punt. Zarfati fields it at the 33. Goes up the middle. Cuts it outside, still on his feet. And he'll go down just shy of the 46-yard line, or the 45-yard line at the 46. It's a 22-yard return. And they'll have the ball at the Clayton 46-yard line. .6:01 to go before half. Middle leads 21-0. Middle has scored on all 3 of its possessions in this game so far. Handoff inside to Watkins, and he picks up about 3.
So it's going to bring up a 2nd down and 7 for the Panthers. The ball will be on the Clayton 43.
Handoff to Jones. Jones is pushed back after a gain of about 3.
Yeah, we'll see where the officials spot this football.
This is the one thing that Middle has, buddy, is that they've had, they have a great back in Remy Rodriguez, but they got 2, 3, 4 other very capable runners, and that's what makes this offense so dynamic. And then you throw a kid like Zarfati in there who can catch the football and his tremendous route running and his tremendous hands. And that's what makes this a difficult offense to stop.
So it's going to be 3rd and 5.
Rodriguez on the run. And great second effort to pick up about 8 and a first down.
And again, that time through the right side of that offensive line. And Middle's been very effective when they pound the ball right. and Rodriguez did a great job. He just kept pumping his feet, and he carried a couple of Clippers with him, and he picks up that first down.
8 carries, 116 yards now for Remy Rodriguez. Handoff to Watkins. He's got all kinds of room. And he's finally taken down inside the 20. It's a gain of about 15. And the thing here, too, buddy, we're inside 4 minutes to go in this first half. Middle Township also gets the football to start the second half.
Yes, and
They-
again,
yeah,
that's
they can go in and score here and create a 4-touchdown cushion while getting the ball. Although there will be some time left for Clayton, most likely, in the first half. But Middle would be in great position here.
3:40 left in this first half.
Oliver to throw. It's a fade. It's tipped and nearly intercepted. It was intercepted, but out of bounds was Raymond Sims. Second and 10 for the Panthers. You see what happens too, buddy, when you start the season 3-0, and obviously we have a beautiful night. This is a massive crowd on the Middle Township side. Great to see a monster student section out here dressed like construction workers. That was the theme tonight, buddy.
That's it.
Should have brought your hard hat.
Yes.
Second and 10 for Middle. Rodriguez slammed to the turf after a pickup of about 4. And actually, they mark him back, so it's only a gain of 2.
And that will bring up a 3rd down and 8. Just under 3 minutes to play here in the first half. It's the Panthers 21, the Clippers 0.
Clock moving at 2:45 to go. Watkins through the middle, still churning his feet, and he's going to be up close to a first down. I believe he's going to have it. They do give him the 8 yards and the first down. And it's 1st and goal at the 9-yard line for Middle Township. Middle moving well offensively in this opening half. Handoff to Jones, bounces outside, sticks his head down, and is no signal yet. And
Wow,
we have a flag down. And it's a hold. That's going to negate. I don't know if Jones got in. I didn't see a signal, but Jones had gotten at least to the 1-yard line.
Yeah, he was very, very close. I believe he got to the goal line, but was not able to punch it in. But regardless, the holding penalty is now going to make it a 1st and goal from the 19-yard line for the Panthers. 1:58.
Handoff inside. And a good run by Watkins. Picks up about 6. Called a gain of 5 as they mark it at the 14.
So it'd be 2nd down and goal from the 14-yard line for the Panthers.
Handoff to Rodriguez. Looking for space, didn't find much, but did get down to the 10. That's a gain of 4. And this will bring up a 3rd and goal. Actually, they mark them back at the 11, so it's a gain of 3. So it's 3rd and goal from the 11 for Middle Township. 38 seconds to go in the half. Clock moving. Oliver under center. Rolls to his left. Looking. Firing. Deep. Incomplete. Pass was thrown just a little too high. McGraw was open in the back of the end zone. And Oliver smacks his hands. He knows he missed an opportunity there. And let's see what Middle does here. I think they're going to bring the kicking tee out and try a field goal, buddy. Good spot to do it. You're up 21 points. And it'll be about a 28-yard attempt. And Middle's going to call a timeout. They want to make sure they got everything correct and in place before they try this field goal attempt, leading 21-0 with 20 seconds to go in the first half. It's been a rather impressive performance by Middle so far on both sides of the ball.
Well, when we look at it at halftime, the time of possession that the Panthers have had is really dominating, and it's been run. They've been very successful with the run, so why put the ball up in the air?
Yeah, that time they were forced to on 3rd and goal from the 11, and, Oliver knew he missed an opportunity. McGraw was open in the back of the end zone. The ball was thrown just a little too high. So Justin Verity will come on to try this field goal attempt. Again, Zarfati is the long snapper. Oliver is the holder. They're going to place the ball, they're going to place the tee at the 27. Snap is good, is a little high. Verity's kick is good.
Wow. And the snap was high. Oliver did a good job, Brian, of catching that ball up and then getting it back down on the tee. And Justin Verity kicks his first high school career field goal.
Yeah, so it's a 27-yarder. And it wouldn't have been good from much further than 27. No. I think the high snap threw his timing off, but he got it just inside the left upright and just over the crossbar. And you know how it is, buddy, in sports. It doesn't matter if you split the uprights and hammer it through with pace or if it just sneaks over. It's the same 3 points, and Justin Verity was able to execute it. And again, he's got a bigger leg than that kick would indicate. Again, he looked like he had to slow up a little bit to give Oliver a chance to get that ball to the tee on the high snap, which he did very well.
Yeah, absolutely. He did not lose his concentration or his footwork.
Verity just pops a short kick that's fallen on by an up man, Colby Carr, playing for the first time this season tonight. Clayton takes over at their own 44. Interesting story with Clayton, buddy. Thomas Wenzel playing for the first time tonight. You got a little more details on that story than I do.
Well, back in June, Wenzel is in the National Guard, and he had to go to boot camp, so to speak, and he left in June. And he just got back last week, and he's a guy that's played 3 years now. It's obviously he's a senior, so Coach John Chamberlain, was very excited to get him back. But kudos to Thomas Wenzel.
Yeah, and obviously we thank him for his service,
Absolutely.
as we do with all members of our armed forces, National Guard, Coast Guard, anyone wearing a uniform, first responders, and all those people. Gannon back to pass. And now he's running around looking for time. He's hit as he throws it up. Oh, wow, that was dangerous. Williams catches it as he went high to get it, but it's a loss of 3. But that will be the final play of the first half. So a very strong performance by Middle Township as they lead 24-0 at the half. And a very, very impressive performance by Middle Township. And the big stat that jumps out is that Remy Rodriguez ran 10 times for 121 yards and 2 touchdowns in that first half. The other touchdown was a 30-yard pass from Mark Oliver to Michael Zarfati. And then, of course, just a moment ago, the Justin Verity 27-yard field goal that capped the scoring for the first half. So Middle leads at 24-0. We'll take a break with the audio. We'll come back a few moments before the second half begins. Thanks for joining us. And once again, we want to make sure that we acknowledge all of the great sponsors here for the Middle Township High School Athletics YouTube page. You can see them as they scroll through, as Emma Campbell, our video production person here, is doing a great job for us tonight. And make sure you patronize these businesses that are supporting the Middle Township High School football program and this broadcast. We'll be back with the second half in about 10 to 12 minutes. All right, back at Memorial Field here. Brian Kniff with Buddy Tarbotton. Emma Campbell handling the video production for us here at Memorial Field on the Middle Township High School Athletics YouTube channel. And we apologize that we couldn't get this game up live for you. Hope you're enjoying the replay of it. Middle Township a dominating first half. About the only disappointment is that penalty late in the half probably prevented them from scoring a fourth touchdown, but they do get the 27-yard field goal, the first of his high school career by Justin Verity. And Middle leads at 24-0 at the half, and they get the ball to start the second half. It opened the scoring with a 30-yard touchdown pass from Mark Oliver to Michael Zarfati. Then Remy Rodriguez, a 36-yard touchdown run on the next possession for Middle. And Remy Rodriguez, a 26-yard touchdown run on the next possession after that. And then, of course, the late field goal that we just talked about. So 24-0 at the half. And Clayton got just 2 first downs in that first half offensively.
Well, it was a very impressive first half for the Panthers,
who will get the ball to start the second. And they squib it, bounces around, and they do a good job of just falling on the football. Zach Steelman, senior up man, did the right thing. He didn't panic when the ball was bouncing around, just simply reached his arm out, pulled it into his chest and stomach, and waited for the whistle. So Middle will have great field position at the 48. .47 they mark it. And here we go. First play from scrimmage in the second half. Oliver in the shotgun here. Man comes in motion is Jeremiah Jones, turns the corner and is taken down right around the midfield stripe. It's a gain of 3. Second and 7.
And you know, Brian, obviously Coach Rigitano, he's well aware of Lower Cape May leading this squad, leading Clayton 21-6 at the half down in Ulmer. And, you know, the fact that his team gets the football, you know, they really want to put a nail into this one, and this would do it on this drive.
It's a handoff to Rodriguez. And he picks up about 4. And it is 3rd and 3. So ball at the Clayton 46. Middle needs to get down to the Clayton 43 for a first down. So it's a critical 3rd down for the Clayton defense. What a night for football. This is a couple weeks in a row now. We've had great weather for high school football. Handoff inside and getting the first down. And a gain of about 6 is Sean Watkins.
And he puts that ball down right on the 40-yard line of Clayton. And Middle Township just continues to roll offensively. And the offensive line, Brian, you got to give their offensive line a lot of credit.
Yeah,
no
doubt.
They're really opening up some nice holes and giving these talented backs just a little bit of daylight, and that's all these guys need, Rodriguez and Watkins.
Handoff to Rodriguez. Tried it left, cuts it back toward the middle, and picks up about 8. And actually mark it as a gain of 7.
And the ball now on the 33-yard line. And again, Middle Township with a short 2nd down and 3.
And they go to Rodriguez again, and he'll have the first down and more. It's a gain of about 5.
And Rodriguez was tripped up, Brian, because he had his sights set on breaking that to
Yep.
the outside. And that would have been trouble.
13 carries, 138 yards for Remy Rodriguez to this point. Middle leading 24-0. Hand off to Jones. He's got a lane. And he steps out of bounds. And they're going to mark him all the way down at the 10-yard line. That's a nice run there. It's a 17-yard run by Jones. Just could not walk the tightrope long enough to get in the end zone. But he did well to stay in bounds for an extra 5 or 7 yards. Got it all the way down to the 10.
Yes, he did. Absolutely. And it's just outside the 10-yard line. But the yardsticks are down, so it's going to be a first and goal for the Panthers from the Clayton 10-yard line.
Hand off to Jeremiah Jones. Touchdown! What a great run. He got to about the 5-yard line and just smelled the end zone, and he would not be denied. Jeremiah Jones, the 10-yard touchdown run. It's 30-0 Middle Township.
And that's at the 8:31 mark. So Middle able to take off another chunk of time. And now they go up 30-0. And they are going to kick the extra point. And I think Justin Verity earned that.
And he boots that one through right inside the left upright. 31-0 Middle Township, 8:31 to go in the third quarter. This has been a comprehensive performance so far by Middle Township in all phases. Again, we want to remind you, support the sponsors that are supporting the Middle Township High School football team and these Middle Township High School broadcasts. That's the Bellevue Tavern, Ciccotelli's Barber Shop, Seashore Ace in Stone Harbor, Mexitalia Restaurant, Cooper Levenson Attorneys at Law, Slack Tide Brewing, Progressive Fence and Rail, Gentilini Motors, Raymond A. Casseta Labor Relations, and Ulmer's Appliance Repair Services.
So with 8:31 to go here in the third quarter, Middle Township wastes no time. They take the kickoff to open the second half. They had great field position on their own 47, and they just ran that football.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, buddy, I'm sure a comment was made at halftime by the Middle Township coaching staff. Hey, Lower Cape May thought they were in great control against Clayton, and Clayton came back and beat them.
Absolutely.
So you got to be on point here, and Middle certainly was on that opening drive. Here's Williams with a full head of steam, and he's tripped up. Good open field tackle by Troy Murray. But Clayton with decent field position at its own 33-yard line. It's kind of a festive atmosphere here tonight, buddy, with Middle up 31-0. Fans are enjoying this one. Hand off to Williams, trying to go right. And he's thrown out of bounds by Sean Watkins. Good play. Watkins shedded a block, and he actually bumped Williams out for a loss of 1. And Demetrius Williams, who came into this game with 440-some yards rushing through 3 games, has been bottled up so far this evening. 2nd and 11.
A lot of credit to the Middle Township defensive staff.
Handoff to Taylor. Watkins again, the first man in. And it looked like there was a little problem with the exchange, but Watkins was right there. That's another loss. Ike Taylor loses a yard.
So that's going to bring up a 3rd down and 12.
We talked at the top, buddy, about Sean Watkins, the versatility he brings to this team. He's just made 2 really good defensive plays on 2 consecutive runs, in addition to what he's doing running the football on offense. 3rd and 12 for Clayton. 7.5 to go, 3rd quarter. 31-0, Middle on top.
Yeah, and talking to Coach Rigitano before the game, what's nice that his numbers are so solid. He doesn't have a lot of guys playing 2 ways.
Right.
So, you know, with the ones that can or the superior type athletes.
Yeah, we have a delay of game penalty as the play clock ran out. This will turn a 3rd and 12 into 3rd and 17. Ian Gannon. Clayton hasn't tried to throw it much. They threw an interception, an incomplete pass. Gannon's only completion actually went for -3 yards. So this is a team that really relies on the run, and when they get behind the sticks, it's difficult for them. So it's 3rd and 17.
Well, coming into this game, Gannon just 5 of 16 through 3 games.
Looks like an option. Tosses to Barfield. We have a flag down on the play. Barfield's taken down. Tyree Moore and Nazir Taylor in on the stop. Barfield picked up about 9. Let's see what Middle does here. Assuming the penalty's on Clayton, we don't know that. Barfield is down, injured. And, yeah, we'll see what Middle decides to do with the penalty.
And Jordan Barfield, he came into this game, Brian, with 21 carries, 167 yards, 1 rushing TD, and he's also caught 2. He has 2 receptions on the year for exactly 100 yards and 2 touchdowns. So Barfield, you know, when you're behind, he's not the type of guy you want to see definitely laying injured on the field. And it's another hot night out there.
Yeah, you know, it was a nice cool day, and then the wind kind of died. Probably the warmest part of the day was when this football game started. Obviously, it's cooled down now with the sun having gone down. But, yeah, it was. So the penalty. Middle actually is taking this penalty. So it's a spot of the foul penalty, and it ends up as a loss of 6. Well, it looks like loss of 5 on the hold. So this is going to bring up 3rd and 22. Gannon in the shotgun here. Back to pass, he's looking. He's going to throw deep to this near side, and it is nearly intercepted by Zarfati. Couldn't hang on to it, and it's out of bounds.
You're not going to see that very often, Brian.
Right.
Michael Zarfati dropping an interception that was basically, he had that played perfectly. But nonetheless, it's going to bring up a 4th and 22.
And Michael Robinson will come on the punt, although we first are going to have a timeout. I believe this timeout was called by Clayton.
And if so, it'd be the first timeout here in the second half called by the Clippers. 6:17 left to go in this third quarter. And it's Middle Township 31, Clayton 0. And the Panthers are just dominating on both sides of the football, offensively, and this defense, Brian, has been very impressive tonight. I mean, they shut down some big guns on that Clayton offense, and, you know, that's the type of Demetrius Williams, again, coming into this game with well over 400 yards in 3 games, but he is having to earn every yard he attempts to get tonight.
All right, so on 4th down and 22, Michael Robinson to punt. Good snap. Bad kick, went off the side of his foot and will bounce around. And it's going to be downed at the 30-yard line. Middle Township will have it at the Clayton 30.
Yeah, and that, obviously, that punt right there, as Brian called it, went off the side of his foot.
You know, I wonder if Robinson was looking out of the corner of his eye. There was a middle player pressuring from Robinson's left, and it went off the right side of his foot. The punt did, and only went about 10 yards, if that. So Middle, which has enjoyed terrific field position this entire game, will have a great look here from the Clayton 30.
Yeah, that punt wasn't even long enough to pick up the first down. Not that you can do that on a punt.
Inside handoff to Remy Rodriguez. This is one of his shortest gains of the day. Goes for about 2 yards. Middle taking its time, certainly in no rush, up 31-0, 5.5 to go, third quarter. Handoff to Zamar Wakefield. He's going to be taken down for a loss. His first carry.
So that's going to bring up a 3rd down and 10. As Brian said, Wakefield, he's pushed back for a -1 yard. Puts the ball back on the original line of scrimmage on the 30.
So it's 3rd and 10. Back to pass is Oliver. Looks out in the flat. It's incomplete.
I tell you, that was a good defensive play.
Josiel Figueroa,
Yes.
Good play on the outside.
Figueroa had that one read all the way, and he was able to get in there and break that up before the ball could get to Sarfati.
So it's 4th and 10, but with the ball at the Clayton 30, Middle will go for it. So I kind of thought Middle might have run on that 3rd down play, giving the field position, maybe try to get 5 or 6 and have a shorter attempt on 4th, but they will throw it again here. Oliver under pressure, and he's hit as he throws, and it's incomplete.
And he's still down.
Yeah,
he's getting up now.
Yeah. So Middle is stopped on downs, and that's the first time. It's the first possession of the game, buddy, that Middle Township has not scored points. And they lead at 31-0, 4:17 to go. in the third quarter. We had a pretty quick first half, but now this third quarter has been kind of slogging along.
So it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Clippers. The ball is going to be on their own 30-yard line.
Gannon hands to Taylor.
And again, there's not much there.
No, there is not. Nazir Taylor for middle on the stop.
It's a 1-yard pickup. Now we're under the 4-minute mark, 3:50 to go in this third quarter. Middle Township 31, Clayton 0, and it has been all Panthers.
Buddy, you forgot your miner's cap with your little light.
I actually do have that. It's in my bag.
2nd and 9. The preference here among the people that use the press box is to keep the lights off. Gannon back to pass, under a rush, throws over the middle, and it's knocked away. Good play downfield by Tyree Moore. The intended receiver for Clayton was Ray Sims.
So that's going to bring up a 3rd down and 9. For Clayton.
Well, actually, buddy, there was a flag on this play. And this is against Middle Township. I didn't catch the indication. But this is a personal foul on Middle Township, and it will give Clayton a 1st down.
Yeah, it's going to be a 15-yard penalty.
So that's going to bring the ball all the way out to the 46. A reverse. Good cut. Still running with the football is Sims, and he will get into the end zone. Gets Clayton on the board from 54 yards out. So Clayton gets on the board with what was by far their best offensive play of the game, a 54-yard run by Raymond Sims, little trickery. Sims coming in motion from his wide receiver position, taking the handoff and running it up the left side. And when he saw daylight, buddy, he really took off.
Yes, he did.
Clayton will go for 2 here.
He did. He showed a burst of speed, and nobody from the he just simply outran the Panther defense. 3 minutes exactly to go in this third quarter.
And they hand it off.
Right
They
back.
let Sims finish off the whole possession by getting the 2-point conversion. So it's 31-8 as Clayton gets on the board. And the Clippers will kick off here. It's a heck of a run by Raymond Sims.
Yeah, it was a heck of a run. Got to give him a lot of credit, too, because as you said, Brian, when he saw that he was real close to getting daylight, he just really ignited, found the next level, and he just burst right through it and ran by, I should say, the Panther defense into the end zone for Clayton's first score. And again, exactly 3 minutes to go here in this third quarter. And it's now Middle Township 31, Clayton 8.
Robinson is also the kicker. He has it teed up at the 40. Now, when Clayton kicked off to start the second half, it was a squib kick. We'll see if they do the same. Middle has a lot of players up close to the 50. 2 lines of players there. It is another squib kick. It pops up in the air and making a sliding catch is Mark Oliver at the Middle Township 35. So Middle will have it there, 1st and 10. Leading 31-8, 2:58 to go in the 3rd quarter. It's actually one of the worst starting field positions for Middle Township in this game. They've enjoyed that because good field position all night because of their great play on defense. Here's Rodriguez going to work again, picks up about 7.
And again, Rodriguez going around the right side of that Panther offensive line. And they're going to mark him down at the 6-yard gain. They're putting the ball on the 41.
15 carries, 146 yards so far for Remy Rodriguez. 2nd and 4 for Middle. Rodriguez again. Burst of speed, makes a man miss, cuts back across, and is inside the 30, close to the 25.
Wow. That's about all you can say on that run. Wow. Remy Rodriguez again. He goes through the right side of that offensive line, and he took the ball for about 15 yards. Then he made a great stutter step move and took the ball to the left. And he was, as Brian said, brought down on the 26-yard line. That is a 33-yard run.
Yes, sir. 16 carries, 179 yards now for Remy Rodriguez. This time it's Watkins. He's got all kinds of running room. Sean Watkins, touchdown. His 2nd of the night. That's a 26-yard run.
And again, Brian, Middle Township just showing their versatility with a lot of these guys very talented in that running back position.
And, buddy, I misspoke. That's actually Watkins' 1st touchdown run. Rodriguez has 2, and Jeremiah Jones has 1. 37-8 Middle, 1:33 to go. So they answer the Clayton touchdown pretty quickly.
Yes.
Just 3 plays to go 65 yards. This kick by Verity is good. 38-8.
I'll tell you what, it's been a good night for Justin Verity out of that kicker's position, Brian.
Yeah, he's made all his extra points, and he has the 27-yard field goal. Now, Middle did go for 2 on its after its first 2 touchdowns. They were successful 1 out of those 2 times, but after the rest of the scores, they've kicked all the extra points, and Verity also has, as I said, the 27-yard field goal. So it's 38-8, Middle Township on top here. Of course, if Clayton fails to score and Middle scores again, we would have a running clock situation. .133 to go in the 3rd quarter.
And that makes Justin Verity, he's now 7 of 10 on his extra point attempts for the season.
Middle with another home game next week. They host Gateway at 6 o'clock. Very kicks it high, relatively short. Oh, look at Sims go. What a run back. Gets it outside the 40. Good open field tackle by Xavier Swinton out there. Otherwise, Sims might have had a chance to take that the distance.
Yeah, it was certainly looking that way as, again, Sims showing a burst of speed on that kickoff return.
Gannon hands to Taylor. Taken down. First man on the hit, Javier Juarez. Gain of just 1. 2nd and 9. You know, buddy, this new schedule that the state has done, it's kind of strange to see teams with their 4th games played here on just September 15th.
Yes, absolutely.
There was a time when football season wouldn't have started until next weekend. Hand off again to Taylor. Micah McInerney the first to hit him after a gain of about 4 or 5. Bring up 3rd and 4. Actually, they're going to now mark it back a yard, so it'll be 3rd and 5. So give Taylor a pickup of 4. Again, thankful that we used the pencils tonight.
Absolutely.
8 seconds to go in the quarter. We'll see if Clayton can get a playoff here before this period ends, and they will not. So end of the 3rd quarter, and it's Middle Township 38, Clayton 8, as we get set to move to the 4th. So as we go to the 4th here, I'm not exactly sure what happened, buddy, in the exchange of the down markers, the first down markers and the down marker, because it was 3rd and 5 when the quarter ended, and now all of a sudden it's 3rd and 2.
Yeah, so that's interesting.
I wonder if anyone from middle picked up on that. Hand off to Williams. Still on his feet. Now he's finished off. Great play out there by Jaden McGaha. Micah McInerney in the area, along with Jerry White. And they're going to punt.
Well, again, Brian, you just can't give enough credit to the way this Middle Township defense has responded tonight.
Robinson to punt. It's a low kick, line drive. Takes a Clayton bounce. This will be downed all the way down at the 15, so it ends up being a pretty effective punt of about 39 yards and no return. Let's see what middle does here. May start to see, it may get to the point where you see some substitutes in. And, you know, Middle has a pretty talented junior quarterback in Micah McInerney, who we've been calling his name a lot on defense, and it wouldn't surprise me if he got some work here offensively, and it looks like he will. Oliver has just taken his helmet off as he walks to the sideline, so looks like McInerney will come in at quarterback, and we do see some subs in. Troy Murray, Zamar Wakefield will be in the backfield, along with Day Blackman at the skill positions. So 11:06 to go. And we'll see what Middle can do offensively with some subs in the game, leading by 30. Well, the ball was marked at the wrong spot, so they got to move it back to the 15.
Well, that's one thing, Brian. You know, when you get a game, they have the whole fourth quarter now to the subs. And these guys, they've been all chomping at the bit. You know, they have some talent. This is a team with a lot of depth.
Pretty good run by Troy Murray. Got 4. So, yeah, if the starters from Middle are done, Remy Rodriguez finishes with 16 carries for 179 yards. Troy Murray was the ball carrier on that last run.
And it's going to bring up a 2nd down and 6.
And we have a flag. It looks like Middle moved early.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an illegal motion penalty.
So that'll bring it back, and it'll be 2nd and 11 now.
And there's a large contingent of the McInerney clan sitting just to the right of the press box.
McInerney hands it off. That was Josiah Santiago on that run. And he got about 5. It brings up 3rd and 6. All Middle Township here at Memorial Field. Panthers about to pick up their 4th win in as many tries. Oh, we have a bad snap. McInerney picks it up, tries to run, is taken down at the 1-yard line, I believe.
We got Clayton players signaling safety, but the referee, the white hat, is right on top of it. And that's where the ball will be spotted all the way back to the 1-yard line. So Middle will now have to punt.
Tyree Moore is standing about as deep in the end zone as you can be without being out of the end zone. He's the punter. It's the first time Middle's punting tonight. He gets the kick away. It's a pretty good punt. Takes a middle bounce. And Williams grabs it, decides to try to return, and this is a bad decision. Middle takes him down all the way back at the 40. Panthers all over that. A great punt by Moore. Williams with him. I don't know if the decision to field the punt was a bad one by Williams because the ball bounced right up to him, but he would have been better off just fielding it and going down. He cost himself about at least, well, maybe 10 yards on that.
Yeah, I was going to say, Brian, at least real close to 10 yards, as now Clayton will take over 1st and 10 on their own 40-yard line.
Gannon hands to Sims. Trying to sweep the left side. He's spun down. Day Blackman, Jeremiah Jones in on the stop.
That was just call it a 2-yard pickup.
38-8, 7:50 to go in the football game. Gannon hands to Taylor. Salgado on the stop after a pickup of about 2. Bring up 3rd and 6. Again, Middle about to go 4-0 to start the season, and obviously puts them in a great position, not only for the division title race in the Patriot, but also for Group 2 playoff berth. Here's a handoff to Williams, and he is taken down after a gain of about 2. He did well to get 2.
Yeah, that was totally all second effort on Demetrius Williams' part.
It'll bring up 4th and 4. Let's see if Clayton goes for it here. They need to get right to the midfield stripe for a first down.
And it looks like they are going to go for it.
Clayton has a bye next week. And then they'll play Glassboro last weekend of September. Back to pass is Gannon. Out in the flat, incomplete. That was a well-designed play. He had a man open out there and just overthrew him. He was looking for Yasir Saud Dumas. And Middle will take over on downs.
Yeah, they will take over on downs on the Clayton 46-yard line.
1 second shy of being exactly halfway through this fourth quarter, 6:01 to go. And Middle again with a lot of their second string offensive players in the game here now, leading 38-8. Handoff to Murray. Murray spun down. That's a nice play on the outside by Zion Carr. Troy Murray loses a couple. Second and 12.
Yeah, they're going to spot the ball on the 48. So it's going to be a 2-yard loss. And that's going to, yes, Brian just said it, 2nd and 12 with 5:30 and the clock is ticking left in this football game.
Another handoff. First down and much more. Great run by Josiah Santiago. They're going to mark him out of bounds at the 22. 26-yard run. That's the one thing, buddy. You know, they have that mercy rule at 35 points. Middle hasn't reached it yet. One of the arguments against it is when you have that mercy rule, a lot of times these second string kids don't get the playing time.
Well, yes.
You know, but that rule is designed to prevent the coaches that, you know, from running it up. Obviously, that's one of the reasons, but which obviously Middle has never been accused of doing.
And we got a flag down. It looks like it's going to be too much time.
Well, I don't know. I think we may have a penalty. Let's see. I mean, well, let's see here. Was it before? Was the whistle blown before the play, buddy? I'm not sure. Let's see.
Yeah.
No, it's a personal foul against Clayton
Wow.
after the play. So Santiago lost 2, but this personal foul will give Middle a first down. Clayton calls the timeout, but the other reason why they have the 35-point is sometimes if you have one team dominating the other, it becomes a safety issue. But again, the argument against it is you're getting some kids like Troy Murray and Josiah Santiago chances to run the football. Micah McInerney, who most likely will be Middle starting quarterback next year, getting some work behind center. So that's awfully important as well. It's 38-8 with 4:55 to go. Clayton called the timeout. I'm sure Coach John Chamberlain is talking to his kids about, hey, listen, it's been a tough night, but we can't be getting penalties here.
Wow, there's a lot of confusion on the official that's got the football and marking off the penalty.
Well, the issue is because of where it is, it's a half the distance issue. So it ends up being like a 14-yard penalty down to the 10. So it's first and goal at the 10 for Middle Township. 4:55 to go
and again,
in the game.
Brian, very thankful for pencils.
They hand it off to Santiago. Another good run. He gets about 7 or 8.
And Josiah Santiago, he's a senior, so he's getting some good touches here in this late in this second half, in this fourth quarter.
And again, buddy, we talked about the stable of running backs and skill position players that Middle has. You look at the talent of Josiah Santiago, there's a lot of teams out there he could probably feature for. Second and goal from the 3 for Middle. 4:10 to go. Again, Santiago. This time, we have no indication yet. Now, they're saying he's down. He's short. He got 2. 2 yards to the 1. Now they'll bring up third and goal from about 6 inches away. So third and goal from inside the 1. And wouldn't surprise me if they just went right back to Santiago again.
Well, I think he's earned it. Being a senior, it would be nice to see Santiago get into the end zone.
They do hand it to him, and he does get into the end zone for a touchdown. Josiah Santiago, a 1-yard touchdown run for Middle Township.
And that puts the Panthers up 44-8. With 3:08 left to play in tonight's football game.
Verity on for the extra point. Zarfati to snap. Oliver to hold. And the kick is good. So it's 45-8 Middle Township.
That kick did not look very pretty, but it got through the uprights, and that's all that matters.
So this is now Middle's largest offensive output in a single game of the season. They scored 40 in their opener in a shutout of Cumberland. And they lead this one 45-8. And the one thing about Middle, buddy, is, talk about what they're doing defensively. They've only allowed 30 points in 4 games. And 22 of them were scored last week in that thrilling win over Glassboro. So this is a Middle team that's conceded 1 or no touchdowns in 3 of its 4 games. Obviously, there's still 3:08 to go, so Clayton could score here. But to this point, this Middle Township defense, and that's something that they've had to work on here, buddy. There's been years where Middle's been able to, and in recent years, where they've been able to move the football offensively with just about anybody on their schedule, but they've had trouble stopping people. And that clearly is not the case so far through 4 games here for this year's for the 2023 version of Middle Township. So it's been certainly something that Coach Frank Rigitano has to be very happy about through 4 games.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely, Brian. And, the other thing he's got to be happy about is Middle Township did a great job offensively of taking care of the football.
Yes.
No turnovers.
Little pooch kick taken by an up man. And the whistle blew, so that player may have called for a fair catch. Let's see. Now Clayton will have it at their own 40. And obviously the clock is run. It continues to run as Middle has now the lead of greater than 35 points at 37. 35 points or more in the second half, the clock runs. Middle getting an opportunity to get some subs into the game. John Kelly, a sophomore, running on late there to get a player 2 in on the defensive line. Middle jumped offside. Middle's been, that play aside there, buddy, Middle's been penalized very minimally this evening tonight as well. So, you made the point, if you take care of the football and don't hurt yourself with penalties, you're going to have a shot to compete. Middle's done more than that tonight. They've dominated.
So that's going to bring up a 1st and 5.
Now, this is by far the best team Clayton's played all year so far. But, Clayton came into this game 3-0. This isn't like they're playing one of the worst teams in South Jersey here. I mean, this Clayton team is not bad. There's a nice play there by Figueroa, who Figueroa was taken down for the loss. I believe it was Greg Lazicki on the stop. Brian Jositis as well.
Yes.
Second and 10, inside a minute to go. This might be the last play of the game. They hand it off to Sims, running left, still on his feet, breaking tackles, cuts back to the middle of the field. Can he get to the end zone? Yes. What a run by Ray Sims. It's his second long touchdown. It's a 60-yarder.
And yes, that was an outstanding run by Ray Sims. And he's a senior as well for the Clippers.
Well, that'll make it 45-14 with 31 seconds to go. So Ray Sims, a couple of long touchdown runs for Clayton in this second half. But way too little too late. 45-14, Middle on top. They hand it off to Figueroa, who gets in on the 2-point conversion run. So it's 45-16. So we'll have the kickoff, and then presuming that Middle Township recovers the kickoff, most likely just one offensive play, and Clayton will allow the clock to run out. Clayton making it a little more respectable at the end here with that late touchdown, 45-16.
And you know, Brian, you got to give a lot of credit there to Raymond Sims as well. I mean, the senior, and you know, he's making an impression on that coaching staff of Clayton. Say, hey, you got to get me in a little bit earlier.
Yeah. How about getting me a little more touches?
45-16, Middle Township on top.
And again, Middle hosts Gateway next Friday.
The Gateway Gators.
Yeah, they'll certainly be favored in that game. But Middle at 4-0. And it's been a while since they've done that. Don't ask me exactly when, but it's been a while. If they've ever done it. Not sure if they have. Something we'll be trying to look up after the game's over. Now, the teams are actually lined up the wrong way on the kickoff, so they got to flip fields here.
.31 seconds left in this fourth quarter.
No harm, no foul there. Where it really gets messy is if you actually ran the play with them going the wrong direction. Then it looks bad when you have to flip them around.
Yeah, that would have been very comical, to say the least.
All right, Robinson to kick it off. 31 seconds to go. Hits a line drive down the field, takes a bounce. And falling on the football, Braden Tamaro, a sophomore. Good decision there at 45-16. No reason to pick it up. They actually allow the clock to run. That's going to be the last play of the game. So it's 45-16, the final. As Middle Township goes to 4-0, Clayton goes to 3-1. Battle of unbeatens goes Middle's way. They dominated from the start. They win at 45-16. For Matt Ulmer, who set up the broadcast, for Emma Campbell, who handled all the production. Takes a lot to make Buddy and I sound passably decent on the air, and she did a great job.
Yes, she did. Thank you, Emma.
And my partner, Buddy Tarbot, and I'm Brian Kniff. Thanks for joining us on the Middle Township High School Athletics YouTube page and YouTube channel, I should say. Middle wins at 45-16. They're 4-0. They'll play Gateway next week. That'll do it from Memorial Field. Thanks for joining us.